Hello everyone, I'm Emilia Cardamone and I'm the Program Manager for the Digital Construction stream in BSI. And today I'm going to talk to you about BSI supporting smart city and sustainable cities and communities. Now, before we go into details, let me tell you more about who's BSI and what we do. Just to explain a little about our company, many of you will be familiar with BSI as the UK national standards body. But we have a strict governance to our business streams and are incorporated by a royal charter. Now, first of all, our product portfolio is extensive and we support clients globally through standards, shaping standards, whether these can be British or ISO standards, or international standards in general, or past public available specifications, and providing technical support and guidance from our knowledge solution business. Then we have our assurance side of the business, the one which I'm part of, and we are providing training and certification services to help clients embed and demonstrate best practices through adoption of standards. And ultimately, we also have a consultancy side of the business that are providing consulting in many ways. Before we go down into into my presentation, our purpose is inspiring trust for a more resilient world. We help to shape and guide innovation through improving and standardizing business processes, products and services to enable advancements. So we work for the public goods to improve standardized and simply business system products and services. Our profit is fully reinvested back into BSI and never distributed, and we are independent from outside influence. Now, what we do is we're working constantly to serve industry. We're committed to finding new ways to deliver services. We're focused upon enabling organizations to become more resilient and survive, stabilize, rebuild, and be resilient. We have around 84,000 clients all over the world, and we have offices in 193 countries, and we support with a team of 12,000 auditors our customers all over the world. So as you can see, we're a big company and we have a big footprint all over the world. Now, what are we doing in terms of digital transformation, and especially digital transformation in the construction space and in the built environment space? We are shaping and supporting digital innovation in the built environment from strategy to sensor. So we can certify smart cities, smart communities, smart assets, smart systems, and smart products. So as you can see, our product portfolio offering is wide, and we can help you demonstrate compliance to the international standards from a city to the little object that you have in your house, and it includes IoT components in it. But now, just going down to the digital transformations in cities, how can BSI help? So BSI has been analyzing what are the challenges in the built environment. So recent studies of the UN has demonstrated that by 2050, 75% of global population will live in cities. So this highlights how cities need to address investments in order to create benefits for citizens and be smart. So what are the main challenges in cities? So cities are moving to innovation to a global scale. The cities are normally working in silos, so organization and systems like, healthcare, like transportation, like water management, all these things are like working in silos in a city. And this makes it hard to connect the dots across programs and release the value. The buyers are not sufficiently engaged. There are several trust and security concerns. And ultimately, the standard portfolio and the wide range of standard is quite complex and it's hard to fill the gaps. So BSI has worked together with international organization in order to build and shape standards that help address three main questions. First question is, why smartness? Why a city or a community should be smart? And that highlights the strategy of a city or a community. Secondly, how smart initiatives can be executed among different sectors, and these can help build processes for cities and communities. And ultimately, what kind of solution shall I apply, and what kind of solution I do need for my city in order to be smart? And that goes down into the technical specification. Now, if you see that being kind of confusing and very big, actually this drills down all about one sentence. Collaboration at all levels is key. So if you are in a strategy place, like you are a government, you're a property or asset owner, or if you are in the process space, like government offices, main contractors, lead designers, and so on, or whether you are in the technical space, you are a manufacturer, you are a tech company, you are an architect, you are a consultant, and so on. The only thing you have to know and you have to be aware of is that collaboration is key at all levels. Otherwise, we're never going to get to a smart city. Now, just to give you an overview of the standards, here we've summarized some of the standards that you might want to have in your background and you might want to have in your pockets. So there are standards that are helping you shape your strategy, such as ISO 37101 or ISO 37106, and going down to British standards like PAS 181 or PD 8101. There are several standards out there if you're looking to shape your strategy, and you can see there that you can build your strategy upon like defining targets, strategic policy and innovation. So please have a note about this diagram here, because it's really helpful for you to build your strategy and everything you need in a city in order to be smart. Then you have some standards around processes, and actually British standards can help you build that quite heavily, like PAS 185 or PAS 184 and so on. And ultimately there are standards that are going down to technical specification, such as PAS 182 or PAS 212. And depending on whatever you want to look, to be fair, there are several international standards to look at, but also several British standards that are not set up just like British standards, but in general can help you throughout the process. And just to give you an example of an international approach, like the ISO approach, as I know you're in South Korea, one standard that I would highlight to you in order to build and shape more sustainable communities is ISO 37101. So ISO 37101 is the international standard that establishes the management system for sustainable development. And this is going to highlight you the requirements and the guidance for use. So this international standard establishes requirements for management system and sustainable development in communities. The intended outcomes of management system for sustainable development in communities include things such as managing sustainability, improve the contribution to sustainable development outcomes in the community, and assess the performance of community in progressing towards sustainable development outcomes and the level of smartness and resilience that they have achieved, and ultimately fulfilling the compliance obligation. Now, this standard can be used with other standards that are linked to smart cities, such as 37101 37106, but also there's a guidance on how to implement 37101, which is 37104, and it helps organization to go through the clauses of 37101 and build a resilient structure for a city in order to build a management system that is compliant with 37101 and helps you embed sustainability in every city of the world. Now, the important thing to know about 37101 is that ISO 37101 helps cities and communities support the United Nations Sustainable Goals by taking in consideration the 6 purposes of sustainability, such as attractiveness, preservation and improvement of the environment, resilience, responsible resource use, social cohesion, well-being, and so on. But these 6 purposes of sustainability are actually supported by the 12 sustainability issues that each city or community needs to consider, and they need to consider those sustainability issues against the 6 purposes of sustainability. Now, you might want to ask yourself about governance, empowerment, engagement, education, healthcare, culture and community identification, safety and security, mobility, biodiversity, and so on. So strategies for achieving a sustainable framework are local, but need to reflect local context and challenge ISO 37101 does not set benchmark to expected levels of performance. So this is very important to know. But ultimately, you might want to build 37101 together with 37106, and 37106 is the guidance on establishing smart city operating models for sustainable communities. And 37106 is actually helping you build a smart cities and a smart management model of a city, and is looking at different angles that are helping you embed a management system that is actually smart, putting the clients and the citizens at the center of a smart city, because this is very crucial. Now, just to let you understand a little bit more about 37101, nowadays, normally cities are working in silos, so you have different things such as water management, transportation, and so on, working in different departments, but actually the aim of a smart city is to build a strategic management, a citizen-centric management, and a digital and physical asset management that helps connect the dots across these different silos. And how to do that, you basically help the public sector provide you the guidance and the data around what their needs are and what they do, and ultimately the city, by organizing these data and analyzing these data, they can build back services to the citizen and to the companies and charities and small medium business that are working in the cities. So as you can see, putting the citizen in the center of a smart city strategy is key from a standard point of view. Now, going in a little bit more into details about our certification. Our certification is mainly based on ISO 37106, but there's the chance to embed 37101 as well in the certification. So your city can be smart and sustainable as well. And we will assess mainly on 37106, but we look at relevant clauses of 37101, and we will assess your city against 5 levels of maturity that we have established by putting together a maturity model. And we are assessing our clients and our cities against all areas, but a low score in an area doesn't mean that a city is not compliant. It means that there's a lower understanding of that clause, or there's a lower focus on that. Now, putting the kite mark at the center, it's all about putting together a vision for your city, a strategy of your city, the implementation of your strategy, and ultimately that you make sure that you map, track, and realize the smart community benefits. When talking about the requirements we would look at when assessing for a smart city, first thing you have to recognize is what vision a city has, and then what kind of benefit realization strategy it has. But together with that, we have some smart enablers that we are looking at, such as stakeholder collaboration, integrated operating model, smart procurement, or shared use of common resources, managing data as a wide asset to drive innovation, and so on. So these are all key elements of 37106 and things we would look at. Some benefits of the kite mark, and of course, is like improved collaboration, increased innovation, increased citizens' engagement, global competitiveness, and so on. But this will actually help you with some value of getting certified, and ultimately that value, the real value, is job creation, economic growth, improved productivity, better quality of life, and so on. Because ultimately, if you have a third party that is certifying your city or your community, it makes sure and it reassures the citizens and the stakeholders that you're doing a great job, so everyone would want to invest or would want to live in your place. Now, this is a pilot that we've been running lately, and we are now looking at the sustainability, of course, as I said to you, and this is up to every city to adopt that. And 37106 still remain our core standard, but we have also tried to look at some infrastructure standards that are out there, international ones like 37151 and 152, that are looking at how to deploy an infrastructure in a city or a community, and how to make sure that that smart infrastructure is working at all levels. This is still at a pilot phase, but we really want more clients in this area, so please do feel free to reach out to my colleagues in South Korea if you want to know more. And just to let you understand more about the kite mark and how to demonstrate compliance, as I said before, we have a maturity model, and we will score a city from a level to 1 to 5. From level to 1 to 2, the city would still be in development in terms of smartness, so we won't award a certification. But if you reach level 3, 4, or 5, we'll award a kite mark certification. Now, looking at how the process goes, first of all, I suggest you all to purchase the standards, and bearing in mind the slides I've put on the screen before, probably the good thing to do is to look at the standards that are out there and make sure you buy and you purchase the right one considering your task. So the first thing is to buy the standard, and I suggest everyone to buy 37101 or 37106 because it really helps deploy a management system for a sustainable or a smart community. Second, please feel free to get in touch. We're happy to provide you with a gap analysis and against the kite mark, and we will check the requirements of the certification. Then, if you are successful, we can offer you a stage 2 assessment, which is the main assessment and the core assessment for BSI to check whether or not you'll be complying with the standard and our maturity model or not. And I'm fairly sure most of the cities in South Korea are actually probably on top of that. So after the stage 2, if everything is successful, we will issue the certificate, and we're very happy to provide any smart initiatives in your city and in your country. And ultimately, we're very happy to celebrate your success. Now, probably every one of you knows that we've signed an MOU with LH. We firstly issued the certificate, our first smart city kite mark to Sejong City. Then after that, LH saw some good initiatives coming from us, and we've actually issued the certificate to many more cities in South Korea. So please feel free to reach out to us or LH, and we're happy to provide you more information about the BSI Smart City Guide Mark. Hope this helped, and please stay safe and see you very soon in South Korea. Bye.